What happens when you mix up your routine? Look, the boys and I went on a little bicycle ride today, about 36 miles. And rather than going north or south or east, today we went, actually, instead of going north, west, or east, today we went south. And what's interesting is that when we went south today, we went all the way downtown to Columbus, where the Ohio State football stadium is. The only way to get down there, other than roads, is this bike path. This bike path that is crazy. It's unbelievable. Why? Because there were so many runners. I guess it's marathon time here in Columbus, Ohio. And they all had these shirts on that said MIT, Marathon in Trainer. Or sorry, Marathon in Training or something like that. I'm not a runner, so anyway. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. I bet you we passed a few hundred runners. I'm not even exaggerating. Not to mention a cross-country meet that was in the middle of our ride as well. And here's what it did. It forced all of us to focus at a much, much higher level. Normally when we ride in the country, it's pretty carefree. Time can pass incredibly quickly because your mind can go. You can see the scenery, you can see the beautiful views. It's an enjoyable ride. But today, when we were down there, we're passing people, we're weaving, it is intense. You know, one wrong move, not to mention some leaves on the path and some essentially precipitation that had formed on the leaves, and you got these thin little road bike tires. It was intense. Twice I almost hit the ground, if you will. But the neat thing is that when you mix up your routine, amazing things happen. For us, because we mixed up our routine, we had gone on roads we had never been on before, but we had just achieved this incredible focus. I'll tell you what, the ride seemed really long because we were clocking and paying attention to every turn, every twist, this type of thing. But so many times people in life, they don't mix things up. They get stuck in a rut. They get stuck in the routine. And as a result, what happens? They go through the motions. They don't even have to think about their lives. Essentially what they do is they go life on autopilot. And life on autopilot, it has a cost. It has a drawback. When you do life on autopilot, you forget. Just like me in the country road, the ride goes like that because you're not paying attention. Your mind just goes. And a lot of people's lives, they're reaching their 60s, their 70s, their 80s, their 90s, maybe even their 20s, 30s, and 40s. The point is this, that they're coasting through decade after decade after decade, not even aware that the clock and the years are ticking and clicking off. Why? Because they're not paying attention. They're not focused. If you want to live a life where you truly remember, you're truly present, be somebody who is focused. That, my friend, is one of the most powerful things, is a focused individual. These are the people we remember in history. Think about it. Anybody in history that you remember probably had extreme focus. They weren't just doing life on autopilot. Why? Because they had a bigger cause, they had a bigger mission. Listen, I want to challenge you today. Mix things up. Mix up the routine. If you've gotten stuck in a rut, if you've gotten stuck in the routine, mix it up. Just like us today, we went down that entirely new path. Lots of pedestrians, lots of weaving, but it was something I'll never forget till the day I die, because I almost fell twice. This is Kary Oberbrunner, Be a Soul on Fire, and I look forward to seeing you doing life not on autopilot.